three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Everybody, welcome to Teaching Crypto. This is AZcrypto and MrFOMO. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button. Help us push towards 2,000 subs as soon as possible. Super chats are also available, and if you could share the show with new viewers, we would greatly appreciate it.
Don't forget the merch store.
And the merchandise. Guys, big day, and we got a lot to get to, so we're going to get right into it. So the Voyager Stretto document came out, and I know people have been waiting for Voyager news, and we have a little bit of news, not a ton, but a little bit. So I just want to talk about a couple things, Mr. FOMO, then I'm going to get your reaction. So first thing is we found out exact dates of the FTX situation. I'm just going to keep it simple and get through all the garbage. Basically, in-face mediation, person to person, didn't start until September 26th. So that means it started later than we had anticipated. So that means we're looking, Mr. FOMO, October 26th is the drop date. They don't say it, but if you do the research, you got 30 days from when you start in person. All the extra preliminary stuff doesn't matter. They didn't reach a deal yet. So let's cut to the chase. They have until October 26th. So if we don't hear anything by October 26th, that means there's a trial in 2024, and then who knows how long that's going to take. What's your reaction to that?
First of all, I'm happy to see that things are finally getting going. I'm disappointed to see that they didn't get it started earlier in September, like they had hinted that they would. It looks like they met for some sort of maybe phone conversation and then got together about a month later in person to finally start squaring things away. So, I mean, that is in line with what they've done all along. They've dragged their feet, to the detriment of the creditors. And so that's what you're seeing here. They've dragged their feet. The only good news is that means that it hasn't been 30 days already, and we're not flailing through this mediation, right? Like, we were assuming that this was a bad thing, that they hadn't mentioned anything yet. But what was happening, they weren't mentioning anything because they weren't doing anything. And so now that they've got this thing going, we actually have to get some things done for them, right?
Yeah, let's hope that we get good news. So we talked about October being important for Bitcoin, and we'll talk about Bitcoin at the end of the show a little bit, but it's also really important for Voyager. Let's cross our fingers. Keep it here, guys. Really quickly, not so great news for me. If I go up, they talked about the data breach, and Mr. FOMO, this is what kind of had me really flustered here. They've hired a party to investigate. You know what that means? More money down the drain. That's
right.
Your money.
There's not a chance. Well, I mean, what are they investigating, really? What are they going to go do? They're going to run down the 3AC people. They're going to come on.
No. They're hot. They're trying to figure out who the data breach came from, and that's going to be money spent that belongs to the creditor. So once again, not that's first time, guys. Don't waste.
Wind down money is something that we should all we should wrap our heads around the fact that the lawyers have set that aside for themselves and the people that they pay. They're going to take a cut of everything that they charge to whoever they pay to do it. So they're going to get an investigator. They're going to charge a certain amount for the investigator. They're going to take a cut. They're going to pay the investigator. The reality is that they're just finding ways to absorb that 110 million that they
look at this.
For the wind down.
Outside professionals is a dollar sign with specialized expertise. So that's more money from the wind down that will probably
right. And see, so what they're doing is they're acting like your contractor, right? You have some work done on your house, and they come in and they say, we'll charge you this amount for the work. And then they go and subcontract that work out to a bunch of people who they pay less to. And so they're not actually doing anything here. They're just absorbing cash and paying somebody else to do something. And we may or may not get something out of it.
Last thing, and then we'll drop Voyager. you do need to go to the website and create an account. And there is an Investigate Voyager actual email, not the fraud emails I've been going through, that will kind of link you. You have to go back and forth and set up an account. Use your email from the original Voyager account. I think that's very critical to understand. Otherwise, it's not going to work and you're going to be screwed. You are going to need those documents come tax time. And tax time will be here before you know it. It'll be 2024. And hopefully Bitcoin will be going crazy. And, I don't know exactly all the documents. At least they'll have your transaction history at the very least. And then uh, whatever you can take from it. But I think that'll be important. So make sure you get on that. The website supposedly now has access to that information. So basically, it was a long Stretto file. Those are the things I think you guys need to know. We have no idea when the next check is coming. It really depends on mediation this month. You need to go to the website. You need to create an account with your original email, create a new password, make sure it's safe because it's going to have all your files and access to all your transactions on Voyager, which you're going to need for tax time. And then they said something about 3AC, but it's the same crap. We're involved in their process, blah, blah, blah. We can't share. So no point in going over that part of the file because there's nothing to say because 3AC is going to take a lifetime. Now, one of 3AC's founders was recently arrested. We didn't get a chance to talk about that last episode. How that's going to affect the case, I have no idea. I don't think they have a lot of money left, guys. That's the problem. That like it's not like there are billions of dollars to recover, right? They've recovered a couple $1 million from NFTs a few months ago, and that's been it. So even if Voyager gets rewarded, I just don't see. Got to remember, guys, we got to get to $20 million, I believe, just to get to 1% recovery for each individual customer. So it's just not going to be that great.
Yeah, I'm just the 3AC thing is a dead issue to me as well. It's like the wind down money. We should not worry about that 110 million. We should not worry about 3AC. They're obviously going to worry about it, but just once again, this is them saying, oh, we have this issue over here that we need to hold up and we need to work on. So we're going to need to hang on to the rest of that 110 million so we can take care of that. That's all that is. We've seen that they've talked about going after third parties and they've never, ever done that. They keep talking about 3AC, but they're not really doing anything about it. So it's a moot point. It's just a way for them to absorb that 110 million. So the thing that we took from this document is we have something to do on that creditor portal. And then the rest of that document was just him going, and we found other reasons to absorb the money we set aside.
They did politely finally put all the phone numbers of the entire firm. So we'll have those to use on the show if needed in the future as well. Now, let's turn to some more positive news, hopefully, Mr. FOMO. And the first thing, this hit not that while ago, and it hasn't caused a huge boom in price like some people anticipated. It might if it happened. But the judge rejected the SEC's motion to appeal the XRP ruling. So once again, XRP gets a win in court. It doesn't mean they're 100% out of the woods, but it looks really, really good. And so XRP pumped slightly, and people were like, why isn't it going back to 60, 70? Well, people are still on the fence waiting for Bitcoin to pump right now. And that's why XRP hasn't gone crazy. Now, it has gone up to 53 cents. So it is up almost 5%. But you're just not going to see a 30, 40% pump right now. And I kind of said this was going to happen. I told you guys, I thought when we hit 28, people were going to get a little overconfident and take out too many longs. We would go down. That's kind of what happened. We got an overheated market slightly, and we went down slightly. Now, I anticipate a bounce back very soon over the next few days, and I anticipate we'll retake 28 pretty soon. Maybe not today, but definitely by the weekend for sure, start of the weekend. So I'm not at all deterred by the last slow couple 24 to 32 hours. I think we'll be fine, but good for XRP. And I do think you'll see a little bit of bounce in October, but I don't think you're going to see it go crazy and go back to 90 cents or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think you're going to see anything go crazy right now. I think Bitcoin has to move a little bit more. I felt like this should have pumped XRP a little bit. I'm a little bit disappointed that this news didn't send it going a little bit higher. One, because I have a little bit of XRP, but two, I would like to see in October, I would like to see positive news make positive gains. And so if we're not seeing that, that's a little bit worrisome. And so I'd like to see this news pay off a little bit more in these times. But that just gives a little bit more credence to the idea that maybe October won't be as explosive as some people have said, and that we should be careful moving into November, especially seeing that big projects like XRP that should pump on positive news like that aren't.
Well, I would say give it some time. It's only October 4th, and a lot can change in a month. We've seen that before, especially in crypto. And right now, people are waiting for the money to go into Bitcoin. And really, guys, in the past, and you pointed this out, the alts really don't go crazy until post-halving. And so the day that XRP actually won the case, that was a case that stretched over several years, and that news came out of nowhere, kind of. People kept saying it's coming. It never came. It came. You saw a huge green flag, but we did retrace that entire gain that day from 49 to 94. So, you got to keep all those in mind. I still think XRP will do well. I'm high on Chainlink this month, and I think Chainlink, we did retrace back into the 7s. I see us capturing 8 again. But again, I would go heavy into Bitcoin now, not financial advice and not the alts. Speaking of an alt that's making huge news overnight, what about Verasity, Mr. FOMO? This is something you'd love to see in crypto, especially in October. And this one did go up almost 16% in the last 6 to 8 hours. We've mentioned Verasity before. 50% burn of maximum supply. Now, before you go out running and buying Verasity, just understand this: the max supply for Verasity is in fact 10 billion, right? So it's good, but it's not like you went from 100 million to 50 million or 50 million to 25 million. Good, and all-time highs are at 7 cents, which we're way below. You see here, just over, not even a cent, not even close to a cent. So this could be huge for the next 12. I mean, if Verasity does a similar run as a media token, you could see some nice gains. Market cap is 69 million. So, this is one, if you are right now buying and holding for 12 to 18 months, this could be one you want to look at. It's not that hard to get a hold of, right? We talked about before. You can get it on most decentralized exchanges and also even Coinbase wallets. And yes, I keep saying that those easy entries are going to be important. And so just one to look at here.
I mean, look at that chart. That's beautiful over the last 30 days. I mean, this obviously people saw that this was coming. They were front running that news as sort of by the news as it was coming in. I don't expect it to continue to rise. A lot of the times in crypto, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. And so now that this is hit, I fully expect this to level off, probably not go back down to those lows that it was at 30 days ago. But I expect this to fall down a little bit and then level off. So I wouldn't go crazy into Verasity right now. I would take a break and see what it does.
Yep. Unless you are, like I said, unless you are just want to buy and hold for 12 to 18 months. But again, just remember the alts normally are probably not going to really run until post-March, post-April next year. Really quickly on Bitcoin, Mr. FOMO, we're holding right now at 27.5. We went all the way down to 27.2. So we've made a little bit of a pump back up, mini pump here. I think the key area is to get past 28 and hold past 28. And our next targets are obviously going to be 29 and 30. Remember, at 30, there's going to be a lot of resistance. So I doubt we're going to break and hold on the first try. So the sooner we break 30, the better for this month if we do want to get to 32, 33. I talked about this last episode. So if you missed it, check it out. I think getting above 30, 32, 33 is going to be pivotal for the next leg up, which I believe is not going to come until closer to the halving. We both anticipate around holiday time we'll see a retrace, but I still think October is going to be fun. I know it's not quite the, after we got up to 28 so quickly, there's been a bit of a lull here the next couple of days, but just remember, guys, it's only October 4th, still a ton of time to go. So I wouldn't worry. And in fact, right now, we're trying to push to 27.6.
Right. And we already pushed above that critical level of 27.1. And so we're holding above that level that we saw that we needed to make. It looks like around 28 is another level of resistance, 28 to 28.5, just based on the local charts. But we know that huge level of resistance, we keep talking about it, is at 29 and 30. So yeah, we're holding here, which is good. I'd like to see us push through those levels of resistance that we haven't been able to make. But this is positive momentum. You can see over the last 30 days, especially like the last 20 days, Bitcoin has been on an upswing. So, October really technically started in September a little bit. Is just that the movement was so small that we didn't really take that much notice.
Yeah, well, we talked about the fact that the last few days of September could lead into a pump, and it did, and get up to 28. So let's hope the next time we talk to each other on Friday, we're holding well above 28. Guys, we really appreciate any support you can give to the show. Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Hit the merch store. See ya.
Hit that subscribe button.